One. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to an early bird edition of ArmTalk. I'm your host, Jody Chocolate Thunder Williams. And this morning, my guest, she will be representing the United States at the East vs. West coming up, Elizabeth Mocek. Elizabeth, good morning. How you
Thank
doing?
you. Good morning, Jody. I'm good. How are you?
So before we get to the nuts and bolts of what's going on and stuff, what is your background before you got into arm wrestling?
How far back do you want to go?
Well, I mean, I know like I follow you on Instagram and stuff, and I know you can put up some serious weight, but I wasn't sure if it's CrossFit, if it was strongman, or I'm not sure what it is. Enlighten us.
None of the above.
Oh, okay.
I just really am into strength training. So I just kind of get in the gym and I hit it hard, and I hit it hard every day. I don't have CrossFit. I don't have strongman. I don't have any of the above. No bodybuilding. Nothing. So.
Because I tell you, like, I've seen some of your videos, and like when you're in the gym, you are laser focused, and and that's really a breath of fresh air because you don't mess around. It's like, okay, I'm here to do one thing, and that's get my workout in. I don't have time for any distractions. You kind of, block everything out and focus on that lift or whatnot. So I can really appreciate that. So awesome. Now, are you one of the best lady pullers in the state of Texas? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's great. I'm one of them. I mean,
it's okay. It's okay to boast yourself because what you did, and we'll go back to the East vs. West finale, and take us back. Like, what was going through your mind? You're at the finals now, and it's like, okay, I got one hurdle. If I can beat Michelle Dugan, then I know I've made it. So, what would take us back? What was going through your mind as you approached the table, besides getting the riser?
besides get the riser. The riser's important, Jody. Okay.
Yes, it is.
I don't even know what's going through my mind. I was literally just taking it all in, moment by moment. I will say this is that for me, I set little goals for each event. Goals that entail like how I'm setting up or what my approach is going to be, or be consistent, or if I can just get through this girl, then I accomplished what I came here for, and so stepping up to the table, to be real honest, I was not planning on being in the final two.
Right.
What that was not the plan. And Michelle and I don't know if you're aware, we train quite a bit together. We like to push each other. We're friends off the table. So, but neither one of us has ever felt each other's right hand, ever. So it was, what's it going to be? Here it is on the line. And I really look up to her. And so it was just surreal in the moment. We're both here to pull. We brought our best and mutual respect for one another. So
yes,
that's what.
Well, I'll tell you what.
What's going on in my head.
Hey, no, you deserve that, And we got people in the chat. Good morning. Spermus is in the house. Ryan Bucera is in the house. But I'm telling you, because going into that match, Dugan was a heavy favorite. The Black Scorpion. Oh, yeah, we're going to see Michelle on the East vs. West. And all of a sudden, she hit a snag in the road. And, I'm thinking, okay, all right. When I saw that win, even my jaw dropped. Like, the way you controlled her wrist, hand and wrist off the go was really devastating. And I could tell in the body language, Michelle was like, okay, I don't have an answer for this now. I'm actually pulling somebody who's stronger than me, and she's taking my wrist, and I don't know how to get my wrist back, and in the strap. So that was real, awesome to see. As Sarah Latona says, my girl, she's in the chat. She's saying, what's up, Elizabeth?
Hi, Sarah.
T.O.'s in the house saying, hey, Jody, hey, Elizabeth. So see, you got fans right now. And by the way, I did put your YouTube link in the description. Hope you don't mind. If I did, I apologize. If you don't like that.
Oh, it's okay. YouTube's not. I've been slowing my roll on YouTube game, but that's okay. I appreciate it.
Even you got fans. Check this out. Charlotte from the United K says, "Hey, what's up?" So I'm telling you, you may not know this, but you got fans everywhere and stuff. So now you're taking on.
They've been there. They've been my little silent cheerleaders. They've been there. They've been there when
they're
the time
about to get loud.
So.
Oh yeah. So tell me something. Your opponent, Carolina Peterson. What do you know of her?
Not much besides that I followed her. I've been following her. But I it's just distance. No one knows anything really about each other. And you don't really know until you're on the table. That's kind of my mindset is I can watch videos all day long. You don't know until you're on that table with that opponent. And that's the fun of it. It's a combat sport, and you don't know what their best is until they're right across from you.
Right. And I'll say this. So Carolina Peterson, about 6 months ago, what she's known for now, she had this marathon of a super match, right? And I'm like, okay, here we go. And it was against Victoria. And I'm thinking, all right, that match was so epic. Did you catch that match?
Okay.
What'd you think of it? Because now that's your opponent going into the next East versus West.
She's great. She's got a lot of endurance. She's gonna bring her best, and she's gonna bring all she has, and I'm gonna do the same. So
is there a group you train with in Texas, or is it just?
So actually, right now I am training with the Erie PA boys with Team Relentless. And so it's like Bart Wood and John Hyasti and Dave Chafee sometimes hit up practices. And then I've been flying up and hanging out with Michelle, hitting up some of her trainings. So I even got to go to that clinic with Thea and Malin. So it's so I've been hitting up a lot of practices and everything like that. As far as Texas goes, I'll catch like a practice in someone's garage here and there. I like to train with some of the super heavyweights, and like Nick Adams and those guys, Brian Sitton. So,
well, how about this? Let me ask you a question. When you got two world-class arm wrestlers such as Thea and Malin coming to the States, and I believe they came to New York, take us back. Were you taking notes, like mental notes? Were you kind of taking it all in about what they had to offer?
I'm a predator. I'm always taking notes.
Yes, that's what I like to hear.
I'm a quiet observer, so I'm always taking notes. I'm always seeing what I might not take everything from somebody. I might take something that works for me, a bit of piece. Even if I walk away with something really simple and small, I walked away with something. That's kind of how I look at it. And I would say that Thea and Malin Clinic, a bunch of people would be like, okay, well, we met them and it was great and they did the exercises and this and that. But like something they taught me was just I think it just changed my game 1000%. And it was as simple as confidence. And just getting comfortable at the table and forget the weights, forget what your position is or anything like that. It was confidence.
Right.
And that's something they work on. That's part of their training is confidence before they even start training. And I think that's what made a whole just mind-blowing experience for me.
There you go. So picture this. You went to the seminar with Thea and Malin. You defeat the Black Scorpion at the East vs. West finals in Virginia, and now you're on your way to Turkey. If you could come up with a victory over Carolina, what does that mean to you? What does it mean for women arm wrestling in the States?
It's just an honor. I mean, it's an honor to even be going, to be competing against Carolina, especially I'm what, on my second year arm wrestling. So I mean, to me, this is just the beginning. This is, no matter how it turns out, this is the beginning to a long journey. So,
And this is what makes it this whole thing exciting, because what you just said says a lot. This is your second year of arm wrestling, and here you are on the big stage. And it's like, you know what? What could happen once you got 5 years under your belt? Where would you be? Where's the trajectory at? And I'm telling you right now, it's sky's the limit for you. Do you agree?
I hope so. That's cool. I mean, it was maybe like a year ago that I came home and was like, this is what I want. This is something I want. And I made that decision. So hopefully it just continues down that path.
And how did you make that decision? How did you get into the sport of arm wrestling?
Um, so I was maybe on my weight loss journey. I don't know. Some people know this, some people don't. I have a traumatic brain injury. So I spent a good 3 years like in and out of the hospital in a wheelchair, hooked up to like EKG machines, just reteaching my body a lot of things. Um, and so I was in the gym and I was working on, getting the weight off. And I've always been very, like you said, singular focused in the gym. But my training was kind of just, you just hit that like wall plateau. You're like, all right, I'm going through the motions. I'm going to the gym every day, but I'm not really pushing for anything. And I met this guy named Dalton Liebschwager in Texas, and he took me to an arm wrestling event. And I was like, all right, that's kind of cool. But then I went again to a Sarah Bachman clinic, and I
Yeah.
like no experience at all, never been on the table. And just her presence kind of like drew me to the table. And I pulled, and it was just like a practice tournament kind of thing, but I won. And I was like, I miss that competitive drive. I always had that competitive drive. I went to Baylor on a before my accident. So I always had that competitive drive, and it just kind of pulled me in. And then it wasn't until about like, I would say Keystones last year around June. I was like, when I had that one win on Nadia, like she still beats the crap out of me, man. But that one win on Nadia, uh, I came home and I was like, this is what I want. I can feel it, and I know that I have it in me. So
Yeah. And so do you split time between the Northeast and then Texas? How does that work out?
when you guys split time, like a timeshare.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, because I know you travel up there a lot to train with the Erie, Pennsylvania crew, but then you live out of Texas, no?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
But I mean,
Because
like,
now,
I'm just catching, like, I just go up and catch a tournament here and there, support where I can. And like, if I have some downtime between events, I might catch a plane up there. It's not really like, I'm not being very deliberate and structured about it.
well, I'm
Maybe I
telling
should
you
be.
what.
Maybe I should
No,
be.
you should. Because right now, we, Team USA, and like, here's the thing: when you have the qualifiers that they have, right, is to give other athletes opportunity. Going, hey, you know what? You know, I love our Team West that goes over to Turkey and compete. You know, and now all of a sudden, we got some fresh new faces, and you're one of them. Eye opener. So it's like, oh, okay, here we go. Now, do you understand how exciting this is that we have you heading over to Turkey and you're going against one of Sweden's best? And it's like going, okay, let's go. Let's go. We're all Team Elizabeth over here. I'm sure you know it, but I'm just telling you right now, the way this stacks up and the way it was lining up, yeah, let's go do this. Win one for us. Do you feel the vibe yet?
I do. Not, don't put the pressure on me, man.
It's only pressure if you don't know what you're doing. Remember that. You know what you're doing, but So tell us about your workouts. What does that consist of? I don't want to give away any your secrets or anything, but
There's no secrets. I post it all. I mean, I've seen you, man, like following me for like, I don't know, almost a year now. So like, you seen it all. You know, to every workout I post every day.
it's
So
uh
I,
it's intimidating. you know?
it's not, it's not. But I post like every day, so all my workouts are out there. I think when I first started, I tried to do the YouTube thing, then that really didn't fly. But what was your question about the workouts?
Like take some of your favorite workouts and stuff. I mean, are we doing 5 days in the gym? Are we doing split circuits? I mean, bring us all in. I mean, I know what you do, but for the audience that doesn't know, that's not aware.
I, I mean, I don't endorse this. What I do is how I live in gym. I don't week. It's 7 days a week, sometimes twice a day. Um, it's how I feel best. I know what it's like not to be able to move my body. Um, and let me tell you, that was heart wrenching and just miserable. And I just never want to feel that way again. So if it's as simple as like, okay, I maybe a little run down after work, I'm gonna go walk on the treadmill for an hour, then I'm walking on the treadmill for an hour. Or it could be I'm doing the stairmaster and like sweating completely and just giving it my all. It just depends on the day. But I'm always moving. It's not, there is no like I'm gonna go home and I'll hit it. I'll restart my workouts Monday. You know how like everyone's like, oh, I'll get my biceps in Monday. Like today I'll just relax.
Yep,
Like
I've been there.
no, we're starting today. It's not, we're starting today, even if it's 10-pound weights, we're starting today. So that's, and
And
it's like I would say it's like a 3-day split. And then my off day is cardio and I'm hitting the table and the cables. Like my off day is my arm wrestling day.
see, here's the thing. So you have ladies in the chat, and y'all feel free to ask questions, by the way. You got ladies in the chat. You got Sarah Latona. She's got a pen and paper. She's like trying to, write this stuff down. You got Charlotte Byford all the way in England. She's probably taking a break off of work trying to write this stuff down because
Charlotte kicks ass. No, Charlotte, Charlotte pushes me.
yeah, because here's the thing about, because Charlotte, she's a good friend of mine, and she puts in the work also. Yes, Charlotte, you put in the work
Mhm.
also. And but she's kind of like, I don't think I'm ready. You're ready. You're ready.
I told her
And
that. I told her that.
oh, we lost her. We lost her. We got to disconnect it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Must be a storm over there. Hopefully we'll get Elizabeth back. So there we are. You there?
I'm there. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, what I was saying, so like Sarah Latona, very inspiring, So even you got guys like Justin Green, he's writing it down, because there are athletes, and then there are athletes, You're like you're athlete, like you just said, 7 days in the gym, sometimes twice a day, and it's like, man, yeah, I'm just having an off day. It's a rest day. Guess what? It's treadmill, it's cables, it's arm wrestling table, and you are nonstop. Now, with that being said, right there, that's what it takes to be on that kind of level. And like I said, I'm in awe because I've been doing this sport for 13 years. And here you are, year number 2, and you just shot rocket ship right up to the biggest stage. And you've earned that, And I just want to say, I tip my hat, the hat I'm not wearing right now, but I tip my hat to you because you've put in the work and it's paid off.
Yeah, it hasn't been easy. Definitely not. But I like the challenge and it pushes me in taking my training in a different direction. I don't think I ever thought in my that I'd be doing like wrist curls at the benches, When guys are watching me like what on earth is this girl doing over here? But but then they also check out my shoulders and my biceps. They're like, well, maybe I should be doing wrist curls too.
See,
you know,
that's what I'm talking about. They see you walk
so
in, and any arm wrestler for that matter, and we're weird because we embrace the unconventional, right? So they see us do weird stuff with our hands and wrist workouts, and you get people doing that side eye look like this, like, what are they doing? Then all of a sudden, quietly behind the closed doors, they're like, I'm gonna try that, So it does work, and I'm telling you right now, you have done it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now, Ingen got a hold of you. Was it a phone call? Was it a video chat? Was it just a email or text? How did that whole thing work out where it's like, hey,
it was
you're going to
actually
be on the next?
Pauline.
Oh, okay. Even better. And Paul has been there. He knows
Yeah,
what's up.
it was an email, and then like you send your I want to go to Turkey email, and then I got a phone call from Paul and was like, let's lock this in. We got a match for you. They already had I have a feeling they already had Carolina lined up because it was like boom, like so I'm pretty sure Carolina was already in limbo. She kind of knew that she was up. I just have a feeling.
Right.
But it's I love it. She's ready. She's gonna give me her all. And here's the thing: the fact that someone at that level is gonna give me the utmost respect and bring her best, and she's training hard. That's all I can ask for. You don't want someone that's gonna be like, "Oh, I got this in the bag. I'm not bringing it." So
Right. So, serious question from Charlotte, my girl Charlotte. She wants to know, how do you cope or how do you adjust to taller opponents aside from like the riser? I'm assuming she means like style, because usually we're taller people that got longer arms. So how do you adjust to that?
I mean, Charlotte's just calling me out on technique. Listen, I don't, Charlotte. Like, I don't know how many times I told her. I'm up there. I'm doing I'm doing my checklist. I know what I'm supposed to do, and that's what I'm gonna do, regardless of what the person across from me is. It could be the tiny little Ursula girl, which girls, you be scared of her. First of all, holy crap! But so it could be Ursula, right? Or it could be Michelle Dugan. It could
Right.
be Sarah McKinney. It could be. It doesn't matter to me anymore. It's that's does not matter in my mindset. It's set up a checklist, close my hand, go.
Right.
It is what it is at that point. You're across the table. We're not worried about whether the angle needs to be like. I mean, maybe in your training, of course, I'm like, okay, I want my arm to be this way in a setup, right? This is the ideal situation for me. But I'm not gonna make adjustments unless maybe I'm in a super match. But as far as a tournament goes, is you got to worry about you at that current moment. And I think that's what I took away from Thea and Malin, is that they told me, because I was so caught up in like the technique, and I'm like, ooh, teach me this angle or teach me that and teach me that. And they said, no, no, you don't need to worry about that. What you need to worry about is you need to get in your position and not worry about the opponent. The opponent needs to worry about you. So I don't know what else to tell you. It sounds really simple, but that was my magic sauce right there.
Yeah.
I don't
So,
know,
and
Charlotte.
she was
Charlotte over
wondering
there.
because the
Charlotte over
long
there
arm,
learned all the
so
techniques. So Charlotte
yeah.
likes the technique and the hand control and the. I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
even Justin Green was like, just run your bread and butter,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm glad that question came up, and I'm glad you answered the way you did, because some people, because everyone's different, right? Some people will study their opponent and go, I got to be ready for A, B, and C, and maybe even D, where you got to go, okay, well,
Okay, but
if you
what happens when G happens?
exactly, so you got to go, okay, if I'm so focused on A, B, C, and D, then at what point do I, implement my strengths? You
Like
know what I
even
mean?
like being a new puller on the table, and this is what I think about my opponent. Right? Is they're all watching. Like, okay, she's got strength, right? She's got this, she's got that. Well, I'll do something. I'll get stuck on the table because I'm new to technique, so I'll get stuck on the table, but then I'll kick it into another gear. And I think that happened
Right.
during Winter Blast. And I was like, oh, I have another gear. Didn't even know I had another gear, but I have another gear. So while they're preparing for like my arm length or my side pressure or my back pressure, they weren't ready for the other gear. That could have the same thing could happen to me with another opponent. So why worry and stress and use all that energy before you get on the table?
No, that's good. So hope everybody in the chat, y'all hear that? Because I'm telling you right now, and they say T.O. says, Elizabeth, you're really good and you're modest. So there's that, right? So,
Thanks.
but no, it's true what you're saying, because you have to do what's best for you. You can't worry about other people and what they bring to the table. Like there's some people, well, hey, Joe, they'll ask me, how come you don't stare at your opponent? Like, I don't need to. I know who I'm going against. I don't have to worry about that. All I got to do is step to the table, make sure, like you said, do my checklist. Where's my feet? Is my feet planted where I need to be planted? Is my elbow on whatever that 7x7 inch pad? Depending on what move I want to do, where's it at? I can't worry about my opponent and what they do. As long as they, their wrists are straight and shoulders are straight, we can go from there. That's just me though.
Yeah, I mean, even like what was New Way? That was what, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. I mean, Michelle Dugan was slapping my legs before the setup because my feet were backwards. Like,
Right.
because I was caught up with, I think it was catching Jessie, and I'm like, God, that girl's so freaking fast. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna catch her. I'm not even set up properly. There's no way I'm gonna catch her if I'm not set up properly. If I'm not, my checklist isn't checked, there's no point in worrying about whether I'm gonna catch her.
No, you're
So
absolutely right. And the fact that you have the wherewithal to understand, okay, I'm coming to the table. They called my name. I'm walking to the stage. I got fireworks and pyro and all that kind of stuff. And then I get to the table, take a deep breath. Your hair is pulled back in the ponytail. You're ready to get to that table, plant that elbow, make sure your feet are straight. And you're just kind of going like that. And you're just ready and just say go, ref. I don't care. Just say go. So there's that. Now, here's my question on the setup. You know, do you feel like you're stronger in the straps or out of the straps?
I don't know. You're asking me really hard questions. No, I'm just kidding. I'm comfortable in a strap, but I know like it's not something that I'm like. I was just actually watching like Travis Bajan's video yesterday at work, and like about him being like, it was a really old one, and it was just about how like he doesn't clamp down. He's just gonna make sure he goes to the strap right because it's where he wants to be, and he doesn't even practice his
Right.
grip or anything like that. And I was like, I mean, yeah, I'm strong in a strap, but I'm like, I never thought of it strategically like that. Like, I'm gonna slip, I'm gonna go to strap. If my opponent slips, then we go to the strap. So I don't know. I know a lot of girls like to go to high and a top roll, so I think that benefits me because they like to, because if you go high and you're in a top roll, then you might slip because my hands are super tiny. So you're probably gonna slip, and I'm probably gonna go to a strap. So
Right.
I'd say I'm comfortable with that, but I'm not saying I don't depend on it. I don't want to depend on it. You don't, because what happens if your opponent, you get to that level, your opponent's hand strength is crazy. You might not slip. You might just break your finger. So I don't know. I don't want to depend on a strap.
I get it. I think now this sport has evolved to where even pulling the strap is now a style, where it's like, okay. And I always
Mhm.
thought, and this is just my theory. I'm not saying I'm correct when I say this though, but what I've known is that two reasons why people love the strap: either A, because they're a lot better in it than they are out of the strap, or B, because maybe their wrist is not as strong and maybe that might be their flaw. So when you get into the strap, it takes that weakness out. And you don't, it's just, hey, I'm connected to you now. My weakness is not prevalent. You know what I mean? But that's
I
just
mean,
my opinion.
I mean, like I said, 2 years in the sport, my wrist could be stronger, my hand could be stronger, a lot of things could be stronger. Um, One thing that I've been told, I don't even know if this is true, but I'm gonna throw Sarah McKinney under the bus. She's like, your side pressure, right? So if it's side pressure, then in a strap, it's not gonna matter. I'm just gonna go straight sideways. I'm just gonna pull like a Jerry Carteret and just. So I guess my strap game, I like, but I'm not, like I said, not worried about it.
Well, Sarah McKinney just chimed in and she says, "Hey Jody, hey Elizabeth. Elizabeth is strong as fuck in the strap." So she knows firsthand the strength you got. So there you have it.
Leave it to Sarah.
And I know y'all had some battles in the past too. So it was kind of going okay, because for some reason or another, Lady Arm Wrestling in Texas, the first two names that pop up are you two. Like you're carrying that
For
banner.
some reason, you're skirting around. You're like, for some reason.
Listen, I'm being for real because correct me if I'm wrong. You punched your ticket to Turkey. Well, guess what? Sarah did also. So why not?
No, she
So
did.
you're making Texas proud, both of y'all.
Yeah. And honestly, I think back in like November, we both kind of like we just became cheerleaders for each other, so I think that's one thing Texas is becoming stronger at, and as far as the females go too, and that's something I learned from Thea and Malin too, is that we're there to make each other stronger, because if you're at the top, you can't get stronger if the people around you aren't, if they're not pushing you, if they're not challenging you, and they're not in your corner. So I think, and I was telling Sarah, I think I can't even tell, maybe like a month before, like, I don't know, there's only like 2 or 3 girls in the higher weight class, like, let's just take it all, let's go, like, Texas is gonna dominate. So, and she's telling me I'm gonna make it up there on that podium, and I'm like, I don't know, but we'll see. So I mean, it was kind of like just girl power going full force.
There you go. So my next question depends on this question coming up now. So when is your actual match with Carolina?
July 29th.
Perfect. Now,
Yeah.
were you at the Brazil Cup last year?
Yeah.
Do you plan on going again this year?
Probably not. No.
Oh, what? What? Say it ain't so.
To be honest, and I know Sarah and some of the Charlotte and the girls on here, they all know I'm taking a little bit of a break. I was supposed to take a break after East West qualifiers, and I happen to have a super match scheduled for Danielle on July 29th. That obviously got canceled, but just taking a little breather. I think it's important. I think it's important to make sure that I hit it right out of the gate in January, and I think I went to Florida. So I just really need to heal up, and I need a break. I just want to zone out, hit the gym hard, and come out flying out of the gates in January again.
Hey, there you go.
A lot of
I like because. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, a lot of different sports, they have seasons. They have seasons for a reason. Just like bodybuilding, right. You can't go hard all year round. You're just or my career is gonna be a very short career.
Right. No, I get it. I mean, and that's one way of looking at it. I know, some people look at it as seasons, others look at it like, oh no, arm wrestling's year round and stuff. And I know us athletes in the sport are like going, once you get to that one big event and it's all said and done, it's in the rearview mirror, then it's like, what's next? So I totally get that. But yeah, Charlotte says you gotta take care of yourself first, so but it was it's awesome. And last year's Brazilian Cup, the ladies division, holy shit, you're talking about, it was who's who. And it was like, if you walked out of their top 3, you earned it, because there was so much competition there, and I know for a fact, and I'll have Bob Brown on my show later this week, and I know for a fact that the competition was just, all right, ladies division getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I get that. I get that. But no, I get what you're saying. You want to take some time off and, kind of just, hey, let me rest my body, get back into training so I can get my mind right and get ready for the next one. You know what I mean?
I mean, I want to keep leveling up, and the only way to do that is to make sure that I'm healthy and strong, and then hit those weights. And I can't do that
Right.
if I'm pounding my arms. So, heal up, hit it hard.
There you go. And for those that don't know who didn't catch the finals, that hey, Sarah wants to let everybody know that you were undefeated. Yes.
I
Yes, you
was.
deserve. I'm telling you, you girls deserved it. And I think what's even more exciting is the fact that when you have a favorite, and this is, the guys or the girls, and you're kind of going, oh, I can't wait to see so and so, and that didn't happen. Then it inspires everybody like, wow. We're like, wow, Elizabeth, she beat the Black Scorpion. She punched her ticket. Oh man, well, who's she gonna pull? And I swear, it felt like 3 days later, bam, there's your opponent. I'm like going, man, okay, now it's about to get real. I know Carolina's probably going, okay, you know, just like you told me, we're texting each other going, hey, we get you to be on the show. You were like, yeah, and this is where, no disrespect, I don't take disrespect. This is legit. You're like, yeah, you know what? I don't want to, speak to, I want to be laser focused because you have a goal. I get that. And I understand that. And I really appreciate the way you responded to my text. So thank you very
Yeah,
much for taking time out of your day.
I was trying not to be like, a pain about it, but it's just, I get so singular focused that I know that, for one, I'm not gonna be able to get on your show. I'm I'm gonna say something, do something, I don't know, but I'm kind of like a little bit like Devin in that aspect, that like when he gets ready for a match, you know how he goes to his little cabin or whatever he does and doesn't bathe for like 2 weeks. So um, I'm a little like that. I'm probably unpleasant to be around. I don't know. Sarah's traveled with me. She could probably tell you, but I'm not great to be around. I like to be a lone wolf, and sometimes that's misconstrued. So I just kind of told you, like, hey, like, I'm going to be singular focused on Carolina. Nothing is going to distract me from that. And I mean that. And like, I think that I'm doing work on and off the table. I'm reading books, I'm journaling, I'm doing my reps, I'm doing my recovery work, I'm watching videos, I'm listening to podcasts. It's focused. Like, we're crushing. Like, it's not something that's in wrist curls on my day off.
Right.
So,
well, I'll tell you what, we've been on the show for 38 minutes. And because of that right there, I don't want to take up too much of your time because I know you're super laser focused on Carolina and nothing else matters because you're going to be like this. Like, I'm busy. I don't have time for that. I got to get my mind right. It's next month. So I want to really thank you. Thank you for taking time out because you didn't have to, but I really want to thank you for being a guest on the show.
yeah, thank you for having me, man.
And maybe we can do it again if you're not too busy down the road.
Down the road, yeah. My off season.
Yeah, off season. Yeah, you can kick back, and if it's off season, we all know people are not as grumpy, right?
Yeah, definitely not.
All
I got
right.
some carbs
Hey.
in me. That would be.
Yeah, see? And you're happy. You're just like, oh, hey, Jody, let's shoot the shit. What's up? Where it's like, I'm focused. I can't talk right now. So I get all that. So, hey, keep up the good work. Everybody in the chat loves what you're doing. You're really, making fans all over the place even more. Multiply that by 10. So we're all pulling for you. Go Team USA. You're making Texas proud. You're making everybody on Team West proud. Thank you very much for joining me. And I'm going to let you do your things. I know you got some training to do. So,
All right. Thanks, man.
Take care. Take care. So, what can I say? I mean, she floored everybody with the win over the Black Scorpion. I'm thinking, okay, all right. She's opening a lot of eyes. And now the fact that what she was talking about, she was like, I mean, she told me on the yesterday, hey, yeah, I can do it, but I don't want to be too long, too much, because I got a schedule to keep. That right there speaks volumes of a straight up athlete when they can sit there and tell you, hey, we can do this, but hey, I got to be laser focused because her match is next month. So, and I'm telling you right now, that's going to be a barn burner. I can't wait. But you know what, though? Hey, it's awesome. So, thanks everybody for joining me super duper early in the morning, except for my friends over there in the UK, where they're like, yeah, what's up? Thanks everybody for joining me. I appreciate that. Love you all. I will be back on the show this Friday because I'll have Corey Miller, Jamie Sheldon, Bob Brown on my show, and we're going to talk about the air system that's so popular and why, hey, it's a ratings, not a rankings, and we'll dip far into that. That'll be Friday. So until then, you guys have an awesome day, awesome Tuesday. I will see y'all back here on Friday night. Until then, love you all. Take care of one another.